Well, I'd like to understand, the product has edge in the name, so Nimbra Edge, and yet in the paper you reference that the cloud is clearly a platform that a lot of broadcasters have migrated to or are in the middle of migrating to, or have been there. They've been there for years now. So help us understand, and for those listening saying, wait a second, edge sort of implies like a box that's sitting somewhere. Where does this architecturally go? Where does this system go, and how does it connect, to the common platforms that are in use today?
Yeah, sure. No, I mean you're definitely right, right? Like edge, the term edge, you would expect like a box at an ISP room, and like edge can totally do that, right? We have the concept of video regions, which means you can create like a region of appliances. So whether that's boxes or servers, that's up to you. And these can be like in different geographical regions. So you might actually have one like at a stadium, and then the cloud region, which is like your routing region, and then maybe you have some ISP somewhere that wants MPEG-2 audio and H.262, and so you might do the transcoding at their site at the edge. So it is edge, but it's also everything in between the edges.
Interesting. Yeah. So, Adam, what are you seeing? You're talking to customers. How quickly are broadcasters modernizing? And that's my term, but I think that's what you're inferring here is that there is a modernization effort that has to happen. It's always fascinating to me because NETINT, we sort of have a foot in there's more than two camps, but for this illustration, since I only have 2 feet, in kind of the streaming world and increasingly a little more of the traditional, the broadcast world. And I always sort of chuckle a little bit inside when I'm talking to maybe someone's a little more traditional, and they'll spend 5 minutes telling you how critical it is that they match Netflix quality, that Netflix is their competitor. And then they'll say, but we don't do OTT. We're not OTT. And it's like, well, and the modernization that's happening is the standards now are homogenizing around 3 codecs, which has been the case for a while. So but H.264, HEVC, and now AV1 is coming out more strongly. I think it's lagging a little more in the true broadcast side, but for OTT, AV1 is absolutely coming. You have HLS or Dash in terms of if you're going to be distributing over the open internet. Those are largely the formats that you're going to distribute the content in. And then of course we can go and look at everything else, right? And say, okay, yep, that's being used in modern broadcast. Yep. That's what Meta uses when they're streaming Facebook Lives, and that's what YouTube uses, and that's what Netflix uses.